Hey y'all, it's your girl Taylor Lauren and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a LOC Q&A. I asked y'all to ask me some questions on Instagram and on YouTube, and you guys had a lot of questions. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into this video, but before I do, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I am having a lot more videos come out soon, so you want to also make sure you have your notification bell turned on so you know as soon as I upload. So let's go to Instagram and see what my first question is. So my first question is, how often should you retwist? Retwisting is really up to you. I personally retwist once every 4 weeks, but that's just my regimen. I truly believe like LOCs is like your own thing that you create for yourself. So you know, in your journey, if you want to retwist every 4 weeks or once a month, do that. If you want to go every 2 months, do that too. I know that in the beginning of some people's journey, they do every 2 weeks. They go to a loctician, get done every 2 weeks and get a retwist. And that just helps with molding the locks and making sure they have that like uniform cylindrical shape. But there's no like definitive answer on how often you should or should not retwist. Well, definitely don't retwist, especially if you have mature locks. I would say probably after like 3 or 4 months, do not retwist every 2 weeks. Don't retwist any less than 4 weeks because you could experience some damage to your locks. So which products do you use for retwisting? Your locks look great and I have had mine for a decade. I like to use the Jane Carter twist out foam. I've been using that for a year. Works great for my hair. It's not the wrap and roll foam, because there's a wrap and roll, then there's a twist out foam. You want to get the twist out foam, not the wrap and roll. The twist out foam actually on the bottle says it's for lock maintenance, and I love it. I buy mine off of Amazon. I've recently been seeing it in my beauty supply. I live like down the street from a beauty supply, and I've been seeing it in my beauty supply, and they're pretty much the same price. But yeah, I see mine in the beauty supply. I've honestly struggled to find it other places, but you can get it off of Amazon if you want to try it. Okay, next, do you plan on dyeing them? If so, what color? I don't plan on dyeing my hair. I'm very afraid of dyeing my hair, specifically bleaching, just because I don't want to damage my locks. Like, I really don't. So I don't plan on dyeing my hair personally. If I do though, if I do get the courage one day to do it, I know exactly what I want to do. But for right now, I'm definitely not in like any kind of pressure or pull to dye my hair. What's the hardest part about maintaining your locks? For me, I have a very low maintenance routine for my locks. I don't do my hair personally. I go to a loctician. So I guess the hardest part would be is having as many locks that I do. I have 204. So being that if I ever tried to retwist my hair myself, it would take so long, and I just don't have the patience for that, nor the time to be sitting there doing that all day. I spend enough time washing my hair that by the time I get done washing my hair, I am in no mood to retwist my own hair. So that would probably be the hardest part for me. Other than that, and kind of like figuring out a moisturizing routine. I'm still kind of getting in the groove of one, especially now with it being colder. I would say those two things, the moisture and then like self-maintenance, well, the lack thereof of self-maintenance. Love your channel. Can you share how you manage your seborrheic dermatitis with your locks? I can. I'm going to be doing an entire video about that, because recently, in the past couple of months, I figured out a routine that has worked really great for me. So be on the lookout for that this week. How soon after locking your hair can you color your hair? I don't personally know for sure. I know that people say you want to be fully locked if you want to color your hair, but I would consult a loctician if you want to color your hair. What anti-itch products do you use, please? Also, how long before these lock? I'm assuming these is is because you have locks. So I don't use any anti-itch products. That don't work for me. I don't really have a lot of like itching, so to say. So I would maybe research maybe some other people's videos or other things on the internet to see what works. So I don't really have any suggestions for that. But people typically say that your hair starts to lock between 6 months and a year. That's what people say. Next is, will you lock your children's hair? Is the good question. I don't think I'm going to lock my kids' hair because, you know, it's their hair and I want them to feel very like in control of their body and have autonomy over it. So I don't think I'm going to lock my kids' hair. If they want to have their hair locked, I will lock their hair. But just making that decision for them, no, I don't believe that I will be doing that. Next is, what products do you use to retain moisture? So right now it is fall and it's really cold, so I am trying to get into a better routine of maintaining moisture in my hair. I think I have something figured out, but I need to be a little bit more consistent before I share it. But when I do get it down, y'all gonna be the first to know. Okay, next is, how long did it take for your starter locks to bud? I would say 2 to 3 months. Y'all, this is gonna sound crazy, but I honestly can't remember that process. I remember specific things, but I don't really remember. I think about 2 to 3 months though, I want to say, is when I started seeing some budding and all that stuff. What oils do you use and what other products do you use for moisture? Again, like I said, I'm kind of in the process of trying to figure that out right now because it is, you know, getting colder and my hair is always dry, I feel like. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, just other things that I can do right now to retain moisture. But I moisturized my hair last night and it feels pretty good. So we're gonna see if what I'm doing works. Give me about another week or two and I got y'all on a new routine, like a fall/winter routine. So greetings, do you palm roll or interlock your locks? I palm roll. That was literally not even a hard question and I did all of that for no reason. Okay, next. Have you been stereotyped because of your locks? Good question, Diamond. And I don't think I have. Not personally, not yet. I haven't. Yeah, I don't think so. I get a lot of like compliments on my locks, so I feel like maybe I pay attention to that more. But maybe I haven't really noticed it because I know it is like a very real thing. I've heard people who have trouble getting a job because of their locks and stuff like that. So now let's go to YouTube. YouTube asked me a lot of questions. They asked me a lot of good questions too. I think it's just because, you know, people watch my videos and so they didn't ask me questions about stuff that's already necessarily in my video. So next is, what kind of style did you do in the beginning when you were trying to push through to the next retwist? I did these like barrel roll twist things. It was like a barrel roll here and then it was like a barrel roll here and then the other ones just going back, and I put some, you know, little gold pieces. Them was my favorite thing. Them little gold, they go like this around your lock. I don't know what they call but they do like that around your locks. And yeah, I would do that and that helped me. As far as like if I took it out and it was like week 2.5, 3 going to 4 for my retwist, honestly, y'all, headband queen right here. Okay, headbands. And next question is, do you ever wash and not retwist? No, I've never done that, just simply because the way my hair is, if I did that, woo, I don't think I could get my locks apart if I did that. So and just, I think that also has to do with like the size of my locks because I don't necessarily have a lot of weight on them. So if I feel like if they were thicker, the locks would have more weight and, you know, they would hang down more and they wouldn't be as easily, like combine together maybe. But I mean, I could not know what I'm talking about. So, but that's my theory. But no, I've never washed and not retwist. I know people can and I wish honestly I could. But Let me turn my email off. But no, I have never washed and not retwist. Next is, how often do you retwist? I retwist every 4 weeks on the dot, pretty much. If it's not 4 weeks, it's like 4 weeks and like 2 days, 4 weeks and 3 days. It really just depends on when I'm able to get in, you know, and ISIS be booked. How do you do your lock ponytail? I do my lock ponytail essentially the pineapple method. I take a black headband, like a thin one to cut it, so it's just a string, tie it, squeeze. But I do it with my head upside down. So yeah, upside down pineapple method. I think she meant, are locks expensive while you're in nursing school? That's basically what this question is asking. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sorry if I was low with it, but yes, locks are so expensive in nursing school, y'all. I mean, locks just are expensive in general, kinda, I guess. But especially when, you know, you in nursing school, you ain't necessarily getting them nursing checks yet. So yeah, girl, it's a bill. It's a nice little bill to add on to your monthly expenses. So hope that answers it for you. But I mean, to me, it's worth it. Like, when I tell you I'm not doing my hair, I'm personally never, honestly, y'all, if I were to combine my locks, I would, but personally, I'm probably never going to maintain my hair. It's just not my ministry. Next is, would you ever dye your locks? And so I answered this, but no, not right now. I don't think I would dye my locks. Maybe one day, but I'm too scared right now. And then next is, how are your locks so thick? I love your videos, girl. My locks are so thick, it's just because I have a lot of hair. If I didn't have as much hair on my head, my hair wouldn't look the way it does. But because I have a lot of hair, my locks are, you know, very full. It's not necessarily that my locks are thick, it's just that I have a dense amount of hair, creating a dense amount of locks on my head. So that's really how my locks look so thick and full, because I just have a lot of hair. I've always had a lot of hair on my head, and I used to hate it growing up, which was crazy. But I mean I never necessarily hated my thick locks, but I hated, not my thick locks, my thick hair. I just hated, I guess, like the type of hair I had. I didn't know how to do it, so it was just like frustrating. And thank you for liking my videos. Next is, did ISIS start your locks? No, ISIS didn't start my locks, but ISIS does start locks. If you want to get your locks started, go to ISIS. And so, why did you decide to go to a loctician? I started to go to a loctician because self-maintenance just was not a thing for me. Again, if I would have had thicker locks, it probably would have been. But because I have a lot of locks, I'm not gonna take the time to do my own hair. And honestly, I grew up going and getting my hair done every 2 weeks, so it's kind of something I'm used to doing, going to get your hair done. Like, for me personally, it's just something that I'm used to doing. So it was like, I got locks, I'm gonna just go and get my locks done now. You know, it's just like I guess a normal thing for me. So that's why I decided to get my locks, get them maintained by a loctician. And would you ever maintain your locks? I think they're asking, would have you ever maintain your locks yourself? Gotcha, see what you did there. I would not ever maintain my locks myself, because I just got a lot of hair. It's too much. I see people on here who have a lot of locks, and they have like the interlock and stuff like that, and I'm like, girl, you got 10. But I don't have enough patience. My arms will start hurting. And honestly, y'all, to answer the second question, have you ever maintained your locks yourself? I retwisted my hair one time. Granted, it was earlier in my lock journey, so it was during the time whenever I would have to get my retwist I would get my hair retwisted and they would have to retwist down the shaft of the lock. So it took a lot longer. It took me 8 hours. Got a little sick saying that. But yeah, it took me 8 hours to do that, and it didn't even look as good as it does when I go get it done. So I was just like, know your strengths and your weaknesses, Taylor, and that is just not one of your strengths, and that's okay. That's okay. And I'm sure, of course, with practice, I kind of probably could have gotten better. But right now, where I am in my life right now, no, retwisting my hair is not something that I'm too interested in. My own hair right now. Sometimes I think about it, but then I get real with myself and I'm like, girl, you take a long time washing your hair. After I wash my hair, I'll be tired. So retwisting after that, no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am. How do you feel about lock extensions? For me, they're not for me. But if you like them, girl, go ahead and get them. That's not my thing. That's not something that I personally am into. But if you want to get lock extensions, get lock extensions. Like, dang, Cookie, that's my neighbor's dog out here trying to talk to us. Sis, calm down. But yeah, so if you want to get lock extensions, girl. It don't matter how I feel about them. You can get them. If you want them, do it. Does having locks affect how you feel about your career field? Are you worried about professionalism? No, not really. I'm in nursing school, so I'm going to be a nurse. And also, I mean, I would love to make a career out of creating content on YouTube and social media and everything. So I personally don't feel like it. It has affected me like right now. Haven't gone through anything specifically that I can attest to, but I know people go through it every day. Being in healthcare, pretty much my hair is just up. It's in a bun. This is like a bun right here, but my bun that I have, like when I go to like clinical and go to whatever hospital that I might be, working at, I have a kind of a neater bun. And then I wear a headband too. And typically that's how people who are in the healthcare field that are nurses and, other people that are working in healthcare, they wear their hair up. And some people may have a headband, some people do like a little braids to the side. I can do that too. So I don't really like worry about that as of now. So yeah, and actually the charge nurse of one of my clinical sites, she had locks, and she actually went to my loctician, which I completely forgot to tell my loctician. But yeah, she actually went to goes to my loctician, and she has locks. So yeah, no, and then so it's pretty awesome seeing people in higher positions with locks and stuff. You that's gonna be me. Next, what is wrong with me? How long did it take for your hair to lock? I would say between 6 months to a year. I just say that because I don't really know. But for me, I think it was between 6 months to a year. I know. What was the hardest part in your lock journey in the beginning? In the beginning, I would definitely say looking at other people in their journey when they're in the same area as you, or even not even that, just people who are who have their journeys posted online, looking at them, and when you're 4 months locked, looking at their locks when you're 4 months, looking at their locks and your locks when y'all at the same time 4 months locked, and being my hair don't look like that, and so just that kind of comparison was really just not even useful. Okay, so your hair doesn't look like that, so what? Are you washing your hair? Is your hair clean? Are you retwisting it? Is the integrity of your hair good? Yes. Okay, you're fine. So for me, that was the hardest part. What else was hard? Going through my seborrheic dermatitis was definitely challenging for me. I thought I was gonna have to cut my locks off, but yeah, those are definitely was the two hardest things for me and my locks. And what are some tips for growth? I never do anything specifically for growth. I know that wild growth oil works really well. I used to use that as well, but I don't put any oils on my scalp because of my whole thing. But I don't myself do anything specifically to make my hair grow. I do take a vitamin daily, but it's not like a hair growth vitamin. It's like a Costco brand 1-a-day vitamin. So that's what I do. How do you make your retwist last long? I don't do anything specific, but I do say get a style when you get your retwist and leave it in for about 2 weeks and then take it out. So then the last 2 weeks your hair is really just, you know, kind of, you really, it's a little bit fresh. It's not fresh, but really when you take your hair down for those last 2 weeks, it's kind of a fresher retwist, you know, than you would have had if your hair was down. So I would definitely say get a style in the beginning, like when you get your twist first done, and then you know, the last couple of weeks let your hair down. So that's really, for me, that's what works. Other than that, it ain't nothing you can do. If your hair gonna untwist, your hair gonna untwist. Listen, I got some locks. This one right here, she barely hanging on. She is ready to unravel right now. So I would say don't even try to necessarily maintain the twist. Like, let your hair just do what it's gonna do. So, hi Taylor, I have 2 questions and I have 2 answers, sis. When did you start noticing a change in your hair? I would say between months 2 and 3 is when I started notice, like, okay, it's doing something. It's doing something, and that was budding. So 2 is, when did others start identifying your hair as locks? Honestly, to this day, people still ask me what is my hair, and that sounds rude. What is your hair? But I was actually out yesterday at a football game, and my hair was down, so you can still see my curls. And this woman, she came up to me and, you know, told me my hair was pretty or whatever, and she asked me what my hair was. She was like, oh, what is that? Is that all your hair? Like, what is it? So I mean, to this day, I still have people ask me what my hair is, or if it's locks. You know, some people will say, oh, your locks are so pretty. Some people will ask me, what is my hair? You know, that's definitely a question that I get, especially like when my hair is wavy. I don't know why it doesn't. It does look like locks. My hair looks like locks. Looks like locks. So yeah, it's something that I get frequently, but I mean, not frequently, but it's something that people still ask me now, and I'm 2 years and almost 5 months now. So I mean, yeah, that still happens to me. People not recognizing my hair as locks. Would you ever color your locks? I already told y'all I'm scared. So do you find yourself comparing your locks to others? Like I said earlier, in the beginning, comparing my locks to the progress of other people's locks, I would do that a lot. But now, no, not even just now, but pretty much after a year of my locks, because at the year mark is when I started doing my 2-strand twist, well, my 4-strand twist, my twist, and then having it wavy. Like, pretty much after that, no, like, I don't compare my locks. Like, there's never anybody's locks that I see and I'm like, you know, I want their locks. No, like, I don't experience that at all. Like, I'm pretty obsessed with my locks. It's kind of, it's sick, but it's not sick, because I mean, before I had locks, I did not like my hair. But I mean, like, now, like, no, like, I'm obsessed with my locks. Like, I love my locks. I don't compare my locks to anybody else's. I truly believe that everybody's locks, sister locks, freeform, traditional, whatever you're doing, semi-freeform, it's their journey, and it's something that you should really embrace. And I feel like, especially now, I've just fully embraced my locks, and, you know, I'm just excited to see where they go. Because one thing I feel like about me with my locks, I don't know what my locks are gonna look like. Like, I couldn't have imagined when I started locks that this is what my hair would look like. I honestly couldn't imagine that. And even now, as my hair is growing, it's like, oh dang, like, now my hair is growing. Like, I didn't even know this is what it was gonna look like. Like, it's surprising and it's shocking, and it's just like it's a good feeling. So just, I feel like I don't personally do that because I'm so, like, just like into it and excited about my journey. What do locks mean to you? Are they spiritual, cultural, or just a style? Which there's nothing wrong with that. For me, just a style. So for me, my locks, especially now that I'm like getting further into my journey, I feel like they're like a cultural and like a style, a mix of those two things. Growing up, there were a lot of people in my life that I saw with locks, so I always really admired them. And when I was younger, I would always say that I would, you know, lock my hair when I was 40. So I guess I associated with something that was like more mature and something that you got when you were older and everything like that. The lady that first did my hair when I was younger, she had locks. She had really long locks. She had a nose ring, Miss Jones. And I always thought her hair was so cool. I thought it was so pretty. And so it's definitely kind of like a cultural thing for me too, just seeing people, you know, black people with locks. I really, really, really enjoy it. And yeah, and it's also a style for me. I would say a mix of the two. How do you style your locks in the workplace? Like I said, I wear my hair in a bun. It's kind of in a bun right now. I pulled like some pieces out, but yeah, I wear my hair in a bun to clinical. Before that, I worked in the service industry, so I would just have my hair down. But to clinical, or if I'm going to the hospital or anything, I wear my hair up in a bun out of my face. This is usually pulled back. Sometimes I'll wear a headband with it as well, but it's usually up in a bun. Nothing too fancy. Okay, next question is, what curl pattern / porosity did you have before locking your hair? So I would say my curl pattern was 4B, 4C, but honestly, I don't really know. I'll put some pictures up to show y'all what my hair was. But yeah, I think it was definitely in the 4, but I'm not sure really what it was, what she has going on. I know right now, I mean, now that my, like, definitely, you can see my edges, like, does that help? I don't know. I didn't mess my hair up. But yeah, I believe I had 4A, 4B, not 4A. Oh, girl, stop lying. 4B, 4C hair. Probably more so 4C. And then what porosity did I have? I don't know that. I never like tested it or anything like that. I feel like porosity became a thing really when I started to want locks. So like 2015, 2016, when I really started thinking about getting locks. So I never even like got into it really, or like did the test, you know, to determine my porosity. Next is, what products were you not able to use before locks that now work great on your locks? So there's actually nothing that I use now. Well, the Jane Carter twist out foam, which I could have used when I was loose natural, because it's a twist out foam. You can use it for twist outs. Yeah, that's it. I mean, rose water, the oils that I use, like, that's all stuff I could have used when I was loose natural. And then actually the shampoos that I used when I was loose natural, actually, which is crazy. I can't think of nothing. Just a twist out foam. Just a twist out foam, and any like locking products. But pretty much for like moisture and stuff like that, I use stuff that, I mean, jojoba oil, castor oil, any like hydrating oil mix that I might buy or something. Like, that's all stuff that I could have used on my natural hair. So yeah, y'all, that is all y'all's questions answered. Thank y'all so much for asking me questions and, you know, helping me create this video. I truly appreciate y'all. Like I said, I do have a video coming up all about my scalp and seborrheic dermatitis and locks. You don't have to get rid of your locks, I promise. I got you, okay? At least I hope I got you. I hope that what I do works for you too, because I've been through it all. Yeah, you guys, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I have some more videos coming up. I'm about to be knocking them out, so make sure y'all turn y'all post notifications on, okay, so you can see when I post. Y'all have been enjoying my content, and I'm thankful that y'all have been enjoying my content and watching my videos. I truly am. And I will see y'all in my next one.